The European Union makes up some of the globe's largest superpowers and many of its most influential nations. How the leaders of the European Union choose to handle crises and relief efforts impacts the rest of the world on a huge scale. In the past 2 years, the European Union has seen a massive influx of immigration. This immigration has been caused by conflicts in Syria and other nations in the Middle East. Now, these conflicts have been caused by terrorism and governing regimes in the area. The leaders of not just Europe, but the entire world are unsure as to how to feel about accepting this many refugees. Some people fear for their safety due to all the recent terrorist attacks. They also fear for the identities of their countries. Other people fear this invokes a sense of racism and hatred towards foreigners, and to combat this, they advocate for open borders. But why is all this happening? To understand this fully, it's critical to just go back in time and see where it all began. Syria, a country in the Middle East, is the home of an ongoing civil war which originated back in 2011. The country is currently divided into multiple factions which are fighting for control over Syria. Go back to the year 1971, a man by the name of Hafez al-Assad became the ruler of Syria. Hafez held control over Syria for 29 years, up until his death in the year 2000. Hafez's second son, Bashar al-Assad, wasn't ready to be his father's heir, but he became it nonetheless when he was elected the president of Syria in the year of his father's death. No democratic opposition was allowed in this election, and the constitution of Syria was amended to allow Bashar to run, despite him not being old enough. When Bashar assumed office, he sought to bring Syria to a more democratic and electronic age. Assad sought to make Syria more like Western countries like Europe and America. During 2011, other regimes in the Middle East began to fall. Revolution in countries such as Egypt, Libya, and Tunisia inspired people to revolt against the Assad regime in Syria. This is when the FSA, or the Free Syrian Army, was formed. The FSA is a rebellion aimed at seizing power from Assad. The FSA was formed from retired and defected members of the Syrian army. 90% of FSA members are Muslim. Due to religious disagreements within the group, less moderate and more extremist groups formed, such as ISIL and ISIS. ISIS, which stands for the Islamic State of Iraq and Syria, has been one of the most successful extremist groups in the entire world. In both 2015 and 2016, Europe took in over 1 million refugees from Syria and surrounding countries. Germany has taken in the most refugees, having taken in over 700,000 of them in just 2016 alone. France has the highest Muslim population with 7.5 million Muslims. Behind France is Germany, the UK, and Sweden. Poland, however, has not taken in any refugees. Since 2015, there have been several terror attacks in the EU. These are just some of the terror attacks. This does not include the ones in America. It also doesn't account for the attacks in the Middle East or other attacks in Europe left out for the purpose of shortening this video. In the UK, a political party known as UKIP, or the UK Independence Party, launched a campaign for the UK to secede from the European Union, which succeeded in 2015 by winning the popular vote. British Prime Minister Theresa May triggered the process of leaving the EU, which would take 2 years to fully complete. The French 2016 election came down to the two choices of the centrist Emmanuel Macron and the nationalist Marine Le Pen. One of the hottest topics of the election was immigration and border policies. Macron won the election and is suggesting to set up hotspots for refugees in Syria's neighboring countries, rather than taking them into France. So how do we as human beings handle a situation like this? On one hand, millions of people are trying to escape a nation thrown into chaos and turmoil. However, these people's values and culture differ greatly from that of Western countries in Europe and America. In fact, too much outside immigration can erase the identity of a country. There's also the risk of terror attacks and infiltration of terrorists. Luckily, there is another option. Neighboring countries of Syria such as Jordan, Turkey, and Lebanon have refugee camps that hold hundreds of thousands of refugees. As stated before, French President Macron is in favor of sending aid to these hotspots. American President Donald Trump suggests creating safe zones in Syria to protect civilians.
I feel strongly, I have a bigger heart than anybody. We're going to build a safe zone. It's going to be in Syria.
By aiding Syria in their home continent, without military involvement such as what happened in Iraq, we can protect and save lives without giving up security in Western countries. And hopefully, we can help make the Middle East a better place.